The First Great Hunt, Log 2. The First Coalition War began with Array 2, as mentioned in our previous analysis. This will be a look at the early conflict. The Founders had sent a militarized task force to re-establish contact with their missing investigation team. Unfortunately, what they found was a system and planet lurking with Bala and devoid of their investigation team. The early days of the war were spent almost exclusively with the Founders fighting to get to what was left of the colony. Of course, most sources of the time could easily guess what had happened, but for some reason both sides furiously contested the Array system. Neither side had a substantial military industry capable of supporting an interstellarist war in these early days, and so the bulk of the conflict was spent with the ship-to-ship engagements being accidental, as spacecraft were irreplaceable, leaving the bulk of the killing to the surface of Array 2. While we do not have any records of what the Bala were doing on Pamont at this time, or even what their motivations for this impromptu conflict were, we do know that in the months that followed, more and more ships began appearing, mostly traditional designs that appeared to have been retrofitted in a hurry to support more weapon systems at the cost of their civilian utilities. The Founders, on the other hand, had accelerated their ascension programs for earlier ward species they'd been uplifting to their own technological level. While they certainly had the means of keeping up with the Bala-Ur's increased output of ships, the Founders were unable to match the Raptors in space, owed largely in part to Founder ships needing to be bigger and feature more accommodation due to their species' size. This wouldn't be a problem once they'd successfully recruited their impromptu allies like the Trikua and Inalayans to fight in sleeker designed ships. It took quite some time, and sources are mixed, but the war began to spill into surrounding outposts about 8 months after the incident at Array 2, as both sides sought to disrupt each other's capabilities to wage war. This had the unintended but predictable effect of causing raids and attacks to spill out across all territories, including the intentional bombing of civilian centers as claimed by Trikuan and Founder sources.